What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. Fellas, sometimes liberal blacks just don't make no type of sense. And I understand we live in a world where there is racism. Black people are at the bottom. It is systemic. You would get no argument from me. But there is a lot of buffoonery with some of the brothers out here that's like liberal Democrats, and they say things that are just plain foolish, and it's stupid and it's dumb, okay? It just doesn't make any sense because people expect that you're gonna have an equal say in the situation when you're a black man dealing with white women, okay? Which we know that if you're a black man and you do anything to white women, it's a more severe case than if that same allegation would come up with a black woman. Yet black people fight for the opportunity to try to get away with the same thing that white folks get away with instead of trying to control their economy or control the flow of money in and out of their community like all popular or all great groups do. We fight for the ability to be able to make the same ignorant mistakes that the dominant society does, instead of fighting for the right to have the ownership of our society like all of the other groups do. And so, as you know, Jonathan Majors has been dropped by a lot of people, brands, friends. This brother, Bishop Talbert Swan, who, again, I don't know the brother, but let me just tell you what he put here on Twitter. Who dropped Jonathan Majors? Management, entertainment company, the lead company, the man in my basement, Otis and Zelman. This is like film and television, brand deals, Texas Rangers, Valentino. Who dropped Dana White? Management, nobody. Sports, nobody. Brand deals, nobody. Sounds about white. No, it sounds about ownership. It is white also, but it's ownership. Dana White would have got dropped too if he didn't own something. Now, does it help that he is white? Yeah. It also helps he owns what he does though. And he's controlling his own narrative. That also helps. Jonathan Majors don't own a goddamn thing. See, and this is what I'm talking about. A lot of brothers make buffoonish statements like this, where you want to compare somebody and you're not comparing the exact situation. Dana White owns the UFC. Jonathan Majors doesn't own anything in Hollywood. He owns the industry. Jonathan Majors is a pawn in the industry. So of course, Jonathan Majors, being an employee, can never make the same mistake as the owner, because the owner owns his stuff. He represents a whole fighting league. Of course, he's not going to be dropped, all right? Because he's associated with the brand of the UFC. His mistakes that he does personally don't necessarily, in my honest opinion, affect the UFC. But Jonathan Majors is a brand. He's looking for money. But Dana White writes checks. And see, this is the thing that black people want to do. A lot of liberal brothers, you guys always cry about lack of opportunity. And I'm sorry, you don't want to create it. You don't fight to create your own opportunities. You don't fight to work with your people. You don't fight to, put in the work to be there in the industry such that you don't have anything, then you get upset. Okay? That's the problem. That's the issue. And it doesn't make any goddamn sense. When are black people in general going to say, you know what? We want to be owners too. We want to own what we do. We want to be able to give jobs to our kids. We want to fight for the right to work together to have our own stuff. No, we don't want to work together. In fact, black people, we're one of the only groups, we go out of our way to avoid each other. We do. Most black people, if you think about it, outside of having sex or relationships or going to church, we do our best to boycott each other. Cause you know what? I ain't got time for black people today. Let me just get away from them. I don't want to have no issues with them. Then we get mad when other groups dismiss us after we make a mistake or an alleged mistake. We cry racism, but then we run from each other. What we need to do, and I'm gonna make a whole episode, we need to just come together and just start fighting. Hear me out what I'm saying. Black people need to get together and fight it out. Argue it out. It's going to be chaos up front. We're not going to be getting along up front. But eventually, we're going to learn how to persevere and how to work together. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be disrespectful. It's going to be lying. It's going to be cheating. But eventually, we're going to get past that because we're going to get tired of fighting. We're going to get tired of arguing. And then we're going to have some elders in the room that's going to come in there and say, okay, that's how we resolve this. You go over there, and then we're going to be able to be civil. And then slowly but surely as a group, we're going to start making progress after the infighting. We got to start. See, we're afraid of that point. We're afraid of coming together to stop that. No, let's run to the fighting. Let's get there faster. The faster we start hitting it on the head and start getting towards the arguing, getting towards the bickering, getting towards the, you know what, I don't want to be over in this group. I'm tired of you. I can go work for the white man. I ain't got to deal with this in the white. Okay, see, we ain't going to have nothing like that. We're going to keep getting the, we've tried the integration thing for 50 years, and we've seen how that pushed our group down, as Dr. Claude Anderson refers to us. He says, I forgot the term, the underclass, permanent underclass. So what we've been doing is already creating the permanent underclass. So we're not going to get nowhere being integrated and away from each other. We might as well come together and try to work it out. Then you will own something. Then once you own something, then instead of letting other folks cancel you all the time, you can be the ones that cancel each other. It's better to be like that. You'd be more likely to forgive each other, right? But we don't do that. We fight for the right, as African Americans, as blacks in general, to stay away from each other. We want to stay away from each other and then complain when we don't get what we think the white man's supposed to give us, when he don't give us the same opportunities that he got and he owned the industry. We want to fight to be a part of his industry. We don't want to run a part of our own industry. We don't want to serve our people. And everybody knows that. This is why don't nobody take black people seriously when you say stuff like that. It don't make sense. It makes no sense to talk like the brother's talking right here. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. Appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe to the bell. We're out.